So let's start with who's the first one here? Saint. Let's start with Saint. You guys start with your thoughts on where you should be, and then I'll tell you mine while I fix our cameras.
Rucker, you go first. I'm
Okay.
so all over the place with Saint right now. You go first.
I think he could be really good. I don't think he's terrible. So I would slap him in B.
Okay.
Maybe C. I'll see what you guys say. But I'm in between B and C.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. So back in the day, I had him at like S tier. Man, I have so many hours on him. Like you have
Before
Lancer.
Dahlia, I would say he's up there a lot higher.
Yeah, I think Saints. I think Saints kit is okay. I think it's okay. But I don't even know if I would say like he's. I almost want to say that he's like average, so he's an A. Which to me, by the way, I guess first of all we should set some rules. Is C average or is A average?
I'd probably say. I would say C is probably average.
Okay. Okay.
C or B would be average.
Let's do
And then
B.
you got A and S would be like great.
And is there you have S plus tier on here, right, Steve?
Yes. Yeah.
Great. Okay. Cool.
I didn't notice that. I didn't know there was an S and S plus.
No,
I thought it was just S.
Let's be a little conservative with S plus though.
Yeah, I agree. I have very strong feelings about S plus.
I do too.
So B, I would put him in B. If I think he has a very low floor. You get him in there. He's got a res that you just press a button. There's not much else to think about. You automatically get something from it. His ability and his passive both work really well together. I just think that at the highest tiers, you're not going to see him as much because people can counter him quite easily. So now, will they counter him? That's questionable. But
I guess we should get this out of the way. Are we making this tier list as of like a high, high level play?
Yep.
Yeah,
so
highest level play, demo only, 4v4s.
Okay. Gotcha.
Don't take offense or defense or like maps into consideration. Just a basic overall of how we feel all of them are at. And I would agree with you, Chain. I would say Saint is B as well.
And Rucker made a good point. Comms on both sides as well, right? Like if you're watching a tournament, I know not everybody's playing with friends and things like that. 4v4, like imagine two of the top teams playing against each other, full comms, tournament, millions of dollars. Where do these people land?
Yeah.
And I think I agree. I think Saints B.
So I did want to say because I didn't know this one was S and S plus. I would say the A is average then.
Okay.
Is that what you guys think?
No, I think
B is still average.
No, B's average. A is really good. S is amazing, and S plus is needed almost every game.
Okay. So I don't agree with that. I think S plus tier is like that character's potential, or like not necessarily needed every game. I think it means like if the best player picked this character. Okay. I mean, it's a wrap, right? I think that's how I feel about it personally. Not necessarily, it's not a must pick. It's not a must pick.
I don't know if I want to go with that because then there'd be a lot that I could put in S plus because the best player on a lot of these characters could make it work really well.
Let's just do meta then, and not necessarily just meta, but I'm saying if we put any characters in S plus, this is a character that you're going to see almost every round on either side, and on top of that. Because that could just be an S character. And on top of that, they are usually doing the most. They're usually causing the most value. I don't know. They're causing the most. I want to say destruction, but that's not what I mean. Like they're game changing. They change the course of a game by themselves. That's I
think S plus tier to me feels special. Like S, like A tier is like
we'll know it when we see it. We'll know it when we see
it. All right, cool. Let's.
What do you think about Saint?
Saint, yeah, I'm with you guys. He was, man. He was. I would say he was A plus. We could also do that too. I kind of want to make this a little more fun. If we rank two rogues in the same level, let's also try, if we can, to place them in the order that we think they're.
Yep.
Yeah. I think Saint was an A plus. I think as of the addition of Dahlia, I think he's B now. I agree. His drones against good teams rarely work.
Worthless.
They are worth if you're like rezzing your sniper or
Yeah.
someone that's hanging back, but a lot of times they shoot the drone or they kill the person. So then at that point, all you have is this passive. Which remind me, is that just he can pick up people's
more health?
Oh, it's more health.
So when you res someone, you get more health, and the person you just rezzed gets more.
Which
health.
Doesn't happen if your reses never get off. Okay, so really, his gun's nice. I wouldn't say it's bad at all. I think some people fry with it, and it's nice to have smokes. Definitely not a bad pick in ranked, especially while Dahlia is broken. But yeah, I'd rather just have a Dahlia on the team.
B.
Okay, B. Next up is Scorch. So how do we want to do this? Do you want me? How about we have in the order of the webcams down below? Make it nice and simple. We'll have Chain go first, then me, then Rucker, and we'll keep doing that. So Chain, what do you think about Scorch?
Man, sometimes I feel like people haven't tapped into Scorch, but I had to put her down to C, man. I actually have to put her down to C. Like I think some other game modes she's all right, but I think Scorch, I think it's just too hard to close the gap currently in this current meta. Closing the gap between one spot to another, I think is too hard. And I would be like, if someone was like, all right, I'm going to play Scorch, I'd be like, okay, sure. But like, yeah, I'm not putting her at D where it's like, this is a no pick, do not pick this character. But it's like all right, like, sure, we can go through bronze with that. But once we start hitting up, you're not gonna be able to make pushes. It's gonna be too hard to make pushes, I think. Mm-hmm. So I'd put her in C right now.
Yeah. I don't think, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if I want to put her in C. I think how much damage she can output if she does close that gap, which I agree with you is very hard to do, especially against good teams, which is what this list is all about. I agree.
Right.
But I don't know, man. I can't put her C. I feel like that's a little too harsh. I'm feeling more like the lowest on the B side with her. I think she's real close to C. I still don't think she's C though. I don't know. I'm kind of in between. I'm in between C and B. Go ahead, Rucker. You try to break.
That's why we have 3 people.
That's why we have it.
Well, let me break the tie here. She's C.
Okay.
100%. Against a good squad, like you're not gonna get there, man. Everybody's running DMRs. Like, you're not getting there. I don't care if your ult's off. You're not.
Yeah. All right. Chill.
Hey.
All right. She's C.
Everybody's getting mad right now.
I hate her. I hate her.
She's really good.
You guys know how I feel about her. I don't like her at all. I'm just not realizing there's a. Let me do something real quick. The screen gets a lot different when you put people in it, so I actually gotta
figure out
redo the overlay. Yeah.
You do that. Okay. I'm gonna run a restroom. I gotta go really bad.
Boy. This is not the time to use it. Okay. Go ahead.
No, I'll be really fast.
All right, Shane, rant for us while I fix this.
Yeah, that's fine. I actually, Rucker made a really good point. He made a really good point around, I think he mentioned Scorch. Yeah, he mentioned Scorch being like good at different, not Strikeout's good. I think you bring Scorch to Strikeout. I mean, SMGs and Strikeout in general can work. But I do have to say, like, even in a lot of these, I think our tier list is going to be helpful for anything. There are a lot of points where when you take it, you can't really do much else. Like, I think when you go, like, if you take a point, let's take Canals, for example. If you take mid, Scorch is probably better there still in Strikeout, but I don't know if she's necessarily, but when we're talking about getting from one point to another and you kind of know where they're coming from and things like that, I don't see her there. So we're on the same page.
Okay, perfect. Oh my God. Jeez.
I think it's good, man. I think you're good.
Yeah, you could just scroll a little bit, like,
yeah, you're fine. You're good.
Okay. All right. We leave it the same. How was it? I'm just undoing all my changes I just had.
Who's next on the board? Is it Dallas? Dallas.
There we go. Is that how I had it? Okay. All right. Sorry about that, everyone. Okay. Let's get all these out of here. So we're leaving Scorch and C, correct?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. No more interruptions. All right. Got it. Dallas. Okay. I mained him. I loved him. I still really enjoy playing him, especially if I'm solo, because it helps me get some. It helps me find out where some people are if I'm not getting comms from randoms. So I still really like him. And a high level, I'll cut it short. Actually, sorry, Shane, you were supposed to start, but my bad.
No, go.
But when it comes to Dallas in the rank scene, especially in the high level of play, I think he's B. I don't think he's bad at all, and I think he could be used well, but I don't think there's really any comps right now that he is necessary for, and I don't think he changes the game much when it's against high level players. I think he could help out with people that don't have mics and you need to communicate where people are, or if you're playing solo and you just need to look out for yourself. But when it comes to having a 4-stack and ranked, I don't think he's necessarily ever needed. While at the same time, he's still got a really good kit, and his ability is helpful to the team. So I'm gonna put him in B, but still below Saint. Oh wait, not yet. Vote, guys. I'm taking over. Go ahead, Shane.
What you got, Shane?
I had him really low at one point. I had him like at C.
Wow.
Now I know you play a lot of Dallas, and actually, one of the guys on my roster, shout out to Mira, she plays a lot of Dallas. But we weren't. Say it again.
Mirage knows what's up. I was just shouting him out.
Yeah, I think the issue though was that we weren't finding the return. The return on investment of him getting that character in the long run, we weren't seeing it. People, the second you get a Dallas, people start to play differently, and not always for the better. Sometimes it's worse for you. Sometimes you get for example, like we bait a lot of Dallases.
Oh yeah.
So I think a lot of the time that's the way to play it. You get pinged. You're like, oh, okay, well, that's Dallas. And I think Dallas is just so simple where it's like, well, Dallas pinged you. I'm the closest to the Dallas now. I now know that. And I don't know. It's just kind of weird. And the rest of his kit isn't very. Like, I think the rest of his kit's okay, but his ability, his passive, I don't think is very good because it literally only helps his current ability. So the only issue, I'm in between a C+, meaning he's above Scorch, or B-, he's behind Saint. So I don't like it when people play him personally. I think it's fine for low floor. So what I mean by that is someone can come in and just start wrecking with him day one. But the issue is I think the higher and higher you go, it's harder to carry with him. I think, like, for example, and not to get into Dima, but if you're like a fragger, if you're someone that really goes out there and starts slaying, like he doesn't really have great Slayer perks. Whereas I think like Dima, I think is one of the best carries, in the sense that he can slay out a lot. So I don't know. To me, behind Saint or above Scorch is where I'm putting him right now. And whether it's B or C, honestly, I'd be okay with either. Probably B, because I think his weapons are better than Scorch's. Yeah. So probably B.
Yeah, exactly that. I think he is B, right behind Saint. He still has the ARs, so he could still be useful in the gunfights. I struggle to wrap my mind around why Cloaked will allow you to not get pinged by Dallas, but you could still show up on a Talon radar.
Yeah,
that still boggles my mind. And I think that Dallas could, or not that Dallas could move up, but he'd be more in line with all the other intels if Cloak didn't bother him. So then what's the point of having Cloak? There's just a big thing there we don't got to get into. But yeah, I would say B right after Saint.
Okay, I'm with you guys. Next up, as Shane was just talking about, Dima. Go ahead, Shane, you go first.
Dude, I like Dima. I think his floor is really, really low as well. I think you come in, you can start spraying and praying with him. I think he's definitely better than the Saint. I don't know if I'd put him in A necessarily. Maybe I'd put him in like A-. I feel like when people pick Dima, I tell everybody to pick Dima. They're always like, who should I play as? And I'm like, yeah, pick Dima. He's got like good. I think everything about him is good.
He's a great beginner character too.
Yes, I think he can get. I don't want to say he can get hard countered, but I think the issue is that he can get countered pretty hard. There's a difference. Hard counter means that character is now worthless because the other character's here. I don't think that's necessarily the case. Like his ability, for example, will get eaten up by any of these APSs, right? But that doesn't mean that you can't bait those other APSs or throw out other things first. Use what's his second grenade? Is it what are they called?
EMP?
EMPs.
I think it is.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So like I like EMPs. I've been using them a lot recently. They're still not where I would like them to be. I think Rucker's mentioned this a bunch of times. I'd love to see EMPs get a buff where they stop abilities when they hit, which they currently don't do. So I think that would be a buff to him too. And I think I would definitely put him at A, but I would say either a B+ or an A-. Like there are other characters I want to put in A, but I think he's really good. He's really good. I'll put him at A. I put him at A.
Okay. Good choice, Chain, because I'm right there with you. I think he's an A- character. I think in the wrong hands, he could definitely fall in B. But I think with everyone in high tier level play, you're seeing a trench every round on defense. Like if you don't have a trench on defense, you're not playing. Like there's no team out there that I know about that
we'll
is
get
playing
there with
this,
trench.
Yeah, that is playing this game at a high level that's not using trench. So with that being said, that really hurts Dima in those matches. That immediately takes him out as that breacher role where he could shoot his grenades onto site because they get trophied. Now, granted, a lot of times there will be a lot of people on the defending side that aren't sitting on site with the trophies, and you could still take them out. So, but once again, high tier players, they're going to be rolling out right away. I rarely get blown up by Dima just because as soon as it lands on me, I just roll and I'm usually out of the proximity with one roll and I'm fine. I think either if they made them explode sooner or made the radius larger, he could be a better rogue. But with all that being said, yeah, I would put him at A-.
Yeah, I agree. I think A, because I think at the highest level of play, you're going to have comms. You're going to be able to tell your teammates to bait out the trophies, allow you to use your ability. Specifically, I like using it to solidify it down. So if you down a trench that's linked with Dahlia, you tell your team that you've already baited out trophies, you can solidify that with this ult. So yeah, I agree. A.
Awesome. All right, next up is Glitch.
Oh, it starts with me again.
Yeah. Should I just start starting?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if someone feels strongly about it, I think they can jump on it. I don't know, man. Glitch is another one where I have him pretty low. I have him at C, if not lower. I think I always want him to be better, but I just think everybody does a job better than him. Like everybody does a job better than him. I think he needs a buff, frankly. He's like a no pick for me. So maybe even like D. Like when someone's like, "Oh, I want to try Glitch," I'm like, "Bro, don't pick Glitch. Like, don't do that." So like, I might even say D. I think he might be my don't pick character. That's where I'm at. I'm gonna leave it there.
Yeah, Chain, it's so rough. I think you're in the same mind space as me. I really want this character to be really good.
Yeah.
I just think there's not enough rogues in the game that his ability really shuts down. And something we've talked about on many episodes of RoCo Radio is we would like him to be able to stop an ability after it's activated. So, for example, everyone that's listening, we would like it if they changed Glitch and they did a slight rework where now if he uses his hack ability on a Scorch that already activated her ability and she's running around with her fire bullets, if he hits her with it, it's off. It's gone.
Think Sombra from Overwatch.
Sure, yeah. If you play Overwatch, Sombra is a good example. We think that would be more in line because he could play it more strategically and shut people down. So, with that being said, I want to give him B tier, but right now he probably still lands C. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say on paper, Glitch looks really good. When I first read this character's role, I was like, "Oh, this is going to be a great character at the highest level of play." He definitely needs changes. One of them, I think, instead of the shotgun, if he had an AR, he would be better. At least in this, day in this meta, he would be better. Just closing the gap with the sub is hard enough.
Yeah.
And then the only time that I've seen like a glitch be useful is to hack ADSs and barbed wire. Only time I've seen them being useful. And that's just, if I'm running Vi, not only do I get my Vi traps, but I have 2 instants, or no, 1 instant and 2 tear gas, what I meant. So I can already bait out all the ADSs. And then honestly, barbed wire is not that bad if you smoke. If you throw a smoke, I mean, yeah, barbed wire is there, but you can punch it and still plant. So,
or eat the trophies and just get a grenade on it.
Yeah, exactly. So I would say C, and I would agree he's not really a pick right now. This character on paper, like I said, looks good. So I hope some changes are made to make him viable in the future.
I'm gonna put this out there. Twitch.tv/Chaingear Gaming. I'm gonna play him. I'm gonna play him probably for the next week without not in ranked though. Not in ranked. I'm gonna play some casual matches with him. And you know what? Like we keep saying, on paper, he really is like I feel like maybe he's like the opposite of the only other breacher in the game, the one we just talked about, Dima. Where Dima's a very bombastic breacher. He's like, let me throw some stuff, let me shoot some stuff, let me explode some stuff. And I think for him, he's a stealthier one. He has padded steps and cloaked. Like that's pretty good. Like that's pretty good on paper. He's got headstrong. He's got tracker rounds. Like in general, like if he like sneaks in on his side and like takes some pop shots at people know where he is. He can draw fire. He can live longer because of headstrong. Like I think there's a couple ways to play him. Maybe I'm playing him wrong. Maybe people just gave up on him too quick. The LMPX got a buff. I think it's the longest range SMG in the game. So you know what? Maybe I'm missing something. I'm gonna try him out, but
that's why
I think his ability needs to be faster.
That's why, like I said, there might be people out there playing him that play him at a level that puts him in B tier. But with the experience I've had, both against enemies that use him and having teammates that use him, he doesn't. I don't feel like he's doing enough, and I feel like there's just too many other rogues that would make a way better difference for the team other than him. I put him behind Scorch as well. Do you guys agree with that?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Just to make the pacing less weird, Chain. I'll just start starting. So next we have Lancer. So for me, I have a lot of frustrations with this character playing against her. But she is really, really good, especially in the right hands. She's great at flanking, but the high level of play, I don't think flanking is the move because obviously, if you're playing at a high level, you're going to be having those flanks locked down, and you'll at least be able to call her out and get back up on her. So I feel like a lot of times it's hard for Lancers to sneak up on teams, at least good teams. But she's still got an amazing kit. Her ability, her rolling and reload allows her to mow 3 people in a row down before they even get a chance to fight back. I've seen her shred, and I've also seen her not do anything because she keeps getting fried when she's trying to flank. That being said, I think she is A tier. I think she felt like S tier before to me, but now that ranks out, I feel like she lands A.
Yeah, I'm in between
A+.
S and A. I'm in between S and A because on a great team that, at the highest level of play, you're saying that she can't get on those flanks, but guess what? You got one guy on flank, you got 3 at the other side, and your team gets a pick. The other guy's gonna have to rotate and help. Flanks open.
That's why she's A+. I still think she's S.
I definitely think she's better than Dima.
Yes.
I'm in between S and A. I mean, she's got smokes. She's got a Semtex that's super fast. You can almost always stick if you, shoulder
Chain's
corner
face,
and throw it at him. Life drain, padded steps, like the roll. She's got a lot. I think she's okay. I'm gonna say S because I think at the highest level of play, she's a fantastic character. Her kit's there.
I can see her as an S-.
Smokes are the meta, and she. My bad, I deafened. Yeah. Smokes are the meta, and she has one. So I think she's S.
I am the judge on this one.
Yeah.
Yes.
I call it A. I call it A+.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad.
I think my only problem with her is everyone else has to be doing their job really well for the Lancer to do her job right at all. I feel like there's a lot of times where I'll have my Lancer hold bomb, hold off on one of the flanks to either make sure no one pushes on the flank or for them to be able to get ready to push on the flank and we can rotate or something. But I just feel like a lot of the time, if somebody on who's on the other side, if one of them goes down, that plan falls apart like really fast.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like, if she was S tier, I feel like she's not a carry. She's not like, she's very much part of the team. That's how I feel personally. I think she's very much part of the team. I think she's very much like she's a good, solid pick for a lot of good comps, for some good strats. And I think that's like a high A pick, where I feel the difference between her and Dima is like Dima is an all around good slayer, has really great range, can really help just overall. But he's not like, he doesn't have a very particular strat. He's just like really good. Like find the enemy, kill them, blow them up. Where like Lancer is like a very particular thing, and you have to execute with her.
With Lancer, you want to get that first blood. You want to, if you can get that first blood, it helps out the team a ton with just surrounding the rest.
Yeah,
of them.
There's a setup there, and Smokes. And we talked about Smokes. Like she's got Smokes. But I feel some sort of way about like Dahlia, for example, having Smokes, having 3 Smokes possibly, and being able to kind of up that smoke game. Fixer having Smokes, Fixer even being out. So I don't know.
Let me say this. I think we can all agree for solo queuing, she's S. If you're solo queuing, you're not playing full stacks, and you're not having comms, she's S. You can really carry a team with her.
I don't know. I don't agree with that.
Okay.
In Demolition?
Yeah, Lancer. If you're
not
solo
the
queuing,
highest
for
level of play, but I mean,
no.
Like
that's why I said solo
average
queuing.
average players. Yes, she could be a hard carry for sure.
Yes, that's what I mean. Chain solo queuing isn't high level of play. You're not playing against the teams. I'm saying if you're playing solo queue, just in the basic average tier of players, and no one's talking, and it's just random players all mashed together in this ranked game.
Sure,
I think she can carry and beat S. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's like it's such a far cry. I think. If for example, if we said high tier players but no comms, if we said high tier players not Demolition, I think it starts to change the narrative, because now we're saying Lancer is good for a completely different reason. Like Lancer's ability, for example, or excuse me, her passive, I still really don't think is that good. Like it is good, but it's not. I don't think at the highest level you're seeing a bunch of people being concerned that she can shoot a bunch. I mean, you're not. I mean, you're literally not. I mean, like like you'll just lose the gunfight, right? Like I just don't, because of the range issue, and just a bunch of other stuff. I think that isn't really seeing that. So yeah, I mean, sure, it can be, but I think average players also won't use those strats. So I think she could be. I think she can be a carry, but in Demolition, I still just don't. I just don't know. I just don't know. Oh, but either way, I think A+ for Demolition.
Yeah, and if we're talking about game modes, we can all agree that Strikeout, she's S+.
Yeah.
If you're a strikeout star, you're playing Lancer. That's where all those Lancer masteries are come from. All right, next up, Phantom. I already have this one. It's super easy. She's A tier. I think she can be S tier if they're insane. I'm sorry. Oh my god. I'm sorry. Brain funk there. She's S tier. I think she could be S+ tier if someone's playing her that's insane. Did I say A? I'm sorry. She's S tier. I think she's S tier. I think she's always an amazing add to the team. I think her gadget is lackluster. The sparkly dust. I think a lot of people rarely are inside of that. I think if you play that as like an aggressive move and you push them and you throw it right on top of them, you could use it. But most of the time, I think it's just another smoke to block off Lance's sight.
It's good. It's good for checking places.
Yeah, that's
see
true.
If someone's hiding. Yeah,
that's a good intel device. But yeah, I'm saying S tier with her. She has a sniper rifle. I mean, at the end of the day, if you have a sniper on your team that can hit their shots, it's S tier. That's just
Rucker. What do you think?
I agree. I would say S+ if Fixer didn't come out, but with Fixer out, I'd put her at S. Yeah.
I still have her at S+ tier.
Okay.
I think even with Fixer, that there are going to be people who rise to the occasion, and they will still, even at the highest level of play, we see it in CSGO all the time, where you just have this person who's just nutty, and they're just like dink, 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 done. And she in one magazine, she can kill an entire team. Fixer can't do that, for example. Fixer can do it in 2 magazines, which isn't that much of a difference, especially with the reload speed and everything he has. And I'm not saying, again, we'll talk about Fixer, but I think Phantom is so good on so many levels. I think that she's one of the best support characters if you played her as a support, and I think that she's the only other sniper in the game. I literally put her as S+ tier. I'd be okay with S tier, and I actually think you guys are downplaying the smoke too much. She's the only person that starts off with a free smoke. She's got a free smoke. Like the fact that she has 3 gadgets. I also really like her sticky sensor. I think people don't use her sticky sensor well enough.
Sticky sensor is good, yeah.
Sticky sensor is really good. It's like one Well, actually, I might be right. I think it's the only other thing in the game that actually reveals enemies, right? I think it's the
Besides
only
Talon's dart, yeah.
But Talon's no reveals.
Reveal,
So,
yes.
yeah. So they don't do a great job of explaining this. We did kind of talk about it before, but reveal gives the outline of the character no matter where they are. And then there's just seeing somebody on the mini map. Talon has like his little dart allows people to see them on the. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Dallas. Yeah, I was saying the only other person except Dallas is her. So she's really, really great. You throw it that on a flank, you can basically ignore the flank. I mean, outside of actually seeing it. And then the other part is being able to put down a smoke and make it advantageous for your team to push through. You don't even have to use it as the sparkly smoke. You can just use it. You don't even have to think about it.
Yep.
So personally, I think she's great, and I think her floor is high. But I think the second you get somebody who can aim and shoot, I mean, you're able to. I mean, I remember that's what a couple of the 100 Thieves guys came in, and they were like, "Well, I'm just going to pick the sniper because I can. At least I know I can just kill the enemy." And I was like, "Exactly. Like if you're really good, you will kill the enemy. Like you will." So to me, I think S plus tier. But if both of you are on S, I'm okay with putting her at S.
Rucker, you still on S?
Yeah, I think S because I don't think you need her to win. I think she's really, really good, but I think going up against another really good team that knows that she's there, like I think it's going to be pretty easy to close the gap with her and get around.
I'll get into why I think she's S later.
Just go to where she's not. Like,
yeah,
I think against good teams, I think Chain S plus, but really, really good teams, I think S.
Okay.
Yep.
Because I don't think you necessarily need her.
Okay. Next up is Ronin. She has in my opinion, the best AR in the game. She also has a really good gadget. The knife works really well. It catches people off guard all the time. If you can hit people directly, it'll catch anyone off guard, even if they're in if they're a pro player. I mean, it's boom, you're dead. And then she also has a nice set of perks. She's got grenades. She has smokes. So all in all, with all that put together, I'm going to say A on her. I think she's a really good attacker too. I think she's strongest on the attacking side. So I'm going to put her at A. Yep. Yeah.
What do you think?
A. Yeah, A.
I think she's A. Yeah. I think she's a solid A. I think
she's S.
Oh, you think she's S?
I think she's S. Yeah, because I think that she's really. I mean, she's got smokes. She's got the knife. Her perks are great. She's got the AR. I mean, I think I'm between. But you guys are both on A, so I'm gonna lose this one anyways.
Well, hold on.
That's how I feel.
I'm between A plus and S minus. I could go S on this, but I would need some convincing. I still think right now I'm thinking A plus.
I don't feel like the argument. Hold on, I feel like I need a stronger argument from Rucker because we're talking about the AR. Dima has the same AR. I think we're talking about the knife, which I don't think good players are getting caught off guard with that knife. I barely get caught off with the knife.
Well, depending on how you use it. If you get someone that's behind cover and you throw it next to them and shoot it right away, or if you directly hit them, it catches everyone all the time.
I mean,
players. Are you telling me you're watching like pro players, like you're watching tournaments and you're seeing them catch people off guard with the knife?
I'm telling you,
I've not seen that.
I'm telling you, if you can accurately,
all the time, almost every CMG tournament.
Yeah, I'm telling you, if you can accurately throw it right into their body, that's an insta kill right away. You can't even dodge that if they're accurate with the knife. You cannot dodge that. If they're behind cover, if you don't get the kill, it still flushes them out, kind of like a demo cluster.
And you can throw it, shoot it, solidify it down.
Yep. For bad players, I know we're not talking about bad players, but for bad players, you could just put it on the
throwing shoot it thing. The throwing shoot it thing, I'll give you that. I can agree with that. I just don't know.
She's off the mini map when she shoots, and when she can't be seen on Talon, so she's good for flanking. If get later in the rounds and you got like a 2v2 scenario.
All right, I'll leave it up to you, Steve.
She's definitely better than Dima and Lancer.
I agree.
I'm going to give her an S minus.
You're giving her S minus?
Yeah.
Okay. I can solidify
and we could change maybe when we go through there. But I do think she's S.
I was very in between there, and after I had to get in a debate about Chain with there, I was like, yeah, she is S, Sean. So that's why I'm gonna put her S minus. Though I don't think she is necessarily gonna be like seen like a crazy amount, but I do think, especially when I look at Lancer and Dima, she is way better than both of them. I think so.
Yeah, I definitely don't think she's like average. She's definitely above.
Right, and I wasn't thinking average there. So, but yeah, okay, I'm with that. All right. Next up is Anvil. Listen, when he first came out, I would say easily A plus, maybe even S, because his LMG is insane.
Oh, he's killing everybody.
On canals, you could just block off mid. He's got trophies. The C4s before the nerf were, I have nightmares about them still. So, but after his nerf and after all the changes they made to him, I'm going to say, honestly, guys, I'm going to say B. B plus, I think.
Yeah, I would agree.
But still below Saint.
He's really good for defense, but now after the nerfs and everything, he's not so much that he's not good anymore with on attack. So I would say B. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's a defensive character, and really you'd rather have a trench.
I think what's so weird about one, I don't think it's a good idea to like necessarily just compare, like say like, well, I'd rather have this character, because you could technically have them on the same team. I know we're thinking holistically team comp, but like, you know, we're talking about, for example, a Lancer and a Ronin. Like we might not have Lancer and Ronin on the same team, you know, for various reasons, but we are saying like Ronin's better than Lancer. But there are many times where people would pick a Lancer over a Ronin just because of her ability to be able to run the bomb. So my thought on Anvil, I don't know where that switch happens. Like where, like it's so hard. We do have ranks. So I think like if you start from, you look at bronze tier and then you look at rogue, what tier does he stop being, you know, I don't know. Like at what level does he stop being good? Because he stomps lower level characters or lower ranked players.
Yeah,
lower ranked players. He he demolishes them. Why? He has an LMG that never stops shooting. They don't know what to do about his barricade. He does have C4, which is still really good. He has APSs. He sets them up. They don't even know what's happening. And even I think at like, I don't know, like plat levels, I still think he's probably really good, because I don't think people know how to do rotations. And instead, I think because plat has a lot of people, I'm assuming we'll have a lot of people that are just good at shooting, right? That are just mechanically really good and they don't know how to rotate and things like that. So to me, I think I would put him at B, because I think you can get a lot of value out of him.
Yep.
But I think he just like, I think even like the top players, I think if they played him, they could still get a lot of value out of him. He could just spray down lanes. He does have the APSs. APSs in general are just so good that I think it brings so much value. He can still lock down a place, and people aren't really running EMPs all that much. They're certainly not running ballistic rounds. So I don't know. To me, I would put him at B. I know everything I'm saying sounds like, yo, whoa, put him in S. But no, I'm definitely not saying that.
What about you, Rucker?
I think B.
I think he's B. Because I just think overall he's okay. He's only really good on one side of the ball though. And that's why he's B. He could go A if it was before all these nerfs and everything, where he was viable on attack and he could run through the barbed wire and he could C4 cross map. So yeah, I think B.
Are we saying below Saint or above?
I think Dallas is above Saint. I don't know if we got that part wrong. Do you guys think Saint's better than Dallas?
I think Saint's better than Dallas.
Okay, all right, we'll leave it.
Hold on.
But yeah, I would put Anvil, right there, Steve, right in the middle. I don't know, they're kind of tied for me at least.
Yeah,
Him and Dallas.
I guess when it comes to why I'm saying Saint above Dallas is because I'm just thinking of the revives, but since they never get off most of the time. Okay. Yeah, I'm willing to swap Saint and Dallas.
I think he's above it. I think Saint's above it. I think Saint and Anvil just bring Saint and Anvil to me. No. Sorry. Just to be clear, I think Dallas is the lowest on the B tier right now. I think Saint and Anvil, even at the highest levels of play, like they would still bring more value overall. I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Dallas only has he's a one-trick pony in a lot of scenarios, which again tricks up a lot of lower level players. But at the highest tier player, like I've been revealed, okay, like that's what they think. I think it
I don't even
really,
buy cloak, dude.
right. I was like, oh yeah, Black Cloak, all right, we're good. Like whereas like I think Saint and Anvil, if you have a Saint, they have to think about it. You know what I mean? If they have a Saint, they have to go, oh crap, they had a Saint, we got to worry about this bot,
Yeah, they have to get out of position to solidify the down.
Exactly.
Okay. So next up is Chalk. So with Chalk, I agree. I see him a ton in casual, and I see him a ton when I'm solo queuing in ranked. Even Scott tweeted out the other day that Chalk is getting a huge rate of play in ranked, and I think that comes from a lot of the solo queuers. Because like I said, you can solo queue with him, and without having any backup, you could be a tank and take on your own fights with him. But in a team comp, high level of play, man,
I can jump in here.
Yeah, jump in.
I think he's A. I think he's better than Anvil, Dallas, and Saint on offense and defense overall.
Yeah.
And
like an A minus, right?
If he is picked early, cross map, he has the ability to get back up. And then if he's in the one-on-ones, he's probably going to win that if he has his ability. So he's good on those. And even if it's like a 2-on-2 with one side and you're talking to your buddy, you're like, hey, I'm going to pop this, and then we're going. You're probably going to get that if they don't have another check, because just with the health. So I would say A.
Yeah.
I think he's better than Dima, but worse than Lancer.
Interesting.
I think he's worse than Dima.
I just don't think Dima's that good, in my opinion.
I think that Chalk has an issue because of the SMG.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he's rough at dueling, but I think he's probably the best close range character.
So would you say he's above or below Dima?
I would put him at the same, so I don't care. I think if Rucker thinks he's better, you could put him above it. But to me, I would put them both at the same. I think he's good. I think he's fine. I think if you bring him out, having an extra res on the team is always worth it. Obviously, it's not resing another character. But if you ran Saint, who we're saying is B tier, Dahlia, Chalk, and then like a Trench, I think you could actually do some real good work there. Yeah. I think Chalk's good, but yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any really high level strats that you're going to use like Lancer would. So yeah, I put him in. I put him in.
All right. Next is Dahlia. This is an easy one for me. I think you can use her on either site on any map. I think her combination with Trench is amazing with the extra gadgets. She can heal somebody, and it's a lot less noticeable for the enemy team than having a big bright drone. Like if you just got to hear the sound cube. If you miss that sound cube, they get the res. Her DMR is insane. Is it still a 3-shot down?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Which is insane. Her perks are amazing. This is probably the easiest pick out of the entire tier list. She's S+ for me.
Go ahead and grab her and Trench and put them S+.
Hold on, we got to talk about it.
I mean, Dahlia. She's S+, 100%. You basically need it. Her res can go to 2 seconds when you buy the thing, and that's incredibly fast. And you can get Trench right back up, and the combination with Trench have double smokes and double nades.
Yeah,
and DMR, and the kit, the perks. Like she's got it all, man. She's S+.
I have a very firm belief about snipers being incredibly good. I think I don't know. I just for me personally, I think I just see it as like this almost holy grail of like shooters is like the best sniper in the world is just gonna body you. Like it's just gonna be rough. So one of the reasons why I put Phantom S+ tier is because I think the best players don't care about anything that we just said about Dahlia. The best sniper doesn't care about any of that stuff. They're just staying in the back, laning, getting these kills, getting a new angle, getting a kill. and could technically wipe out a lot of the players while everybody else is doing their job. I love Dahlia. I main her. She's my main. I think that she's S. I think that she's the best S tier player. I truly believe that. I think she's number one S tier, but it's the reason why I think Phantom is S plus tier is because Phantom doesn't care about Dahlia, right? Like I think that for me personally, I don't think a Phantom being on someone's team comp allows for the Phantom to just sit back and do what they need to do, which I think is just very, very strong. So I would personally say I don't think that Dahlia is worse than Phantom, which is why I put S plus tier as something different. Like I think that Phantom can change the game by herself. Dahlia, she can, yeah, she's. I don't think that she's necessarily. I mean, I guess she is pretty game changing.
She just changes the game by an additional smoke and an additional grenade. Like that's a
huge
change.
That's with the combination. That's with the combination of Trench, which I think is fair. Which I think is fair, by the way. But I think her like basic kit. I don't know. I think you both put her in S plus tier.
Yes. Easily.
And you still think Phantom's S tier?
Yes, easily.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I love Dahlia.
I'll give you. Although Phantom can be really good, she's not as like she's more selfish than Dahlia. Like Dahlia offers more to the team. You know.
Yeah.
With the revive, that's why I put her as plus. Where Phantom is, at the highest level play, she can get the picks right, but she's then again she's not really offering anything to the team but the picks.
Yeah, I think let's do the rest.
And you chuck a smoke and just run, and there you close the sniper gap, made it harder.
I think let's continue, and I think after like once we get all this done, I think I need to like rethink it. But let's do the rest of it because I think it depends on who else we're putting in S plus and things like that. So So let's continue.
Okay. Talon. He's got like I would say probably the second best. You know what? Let's get this straightened out real quick. Do you guys think Dallas's or Talon's DMR is better? I feel like Talon's is better.
I don't know.
They're
hard,
both
right? Pretty close to me.
Either way, it's a decent.
Because I like Dallas's DMR. Dallas DMR is really good. But so is Talon's. So,
the devotion?
I don't really know.
Yeah, the devotion.
Honestly,
kind of like king in this game right now.
Is he the only one that has the devotion?
Yes.
Dallas, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, what I was gonna say was with the radar dart, I think it's very useful. I think he's the best intel in the game for sure. That's easy. Best intel. He's got a nice kit. It's solid. It's average. I think it might be a little lackluster in some ways, and I think it could be better. I don't know how, so don't even ask me. But I feel like he could have a better kit. I'm gonna put him. I feel like he's an S minus. I think he could be. He's either an S minus or he's A because I think he could be really good on really good teams. I feel like if they have the information that he gives them, they can make some really good plays with that information. But if he's playing on a team of just average players, I think I don't know. I don't think it really changes the course of the match too much. So I'm kind of going back and forth here on the A and S. I think he's really good, but
I think he's top of A.
Okay.
Because yes, the dart is good for, checking lanes and watching things. I think when you're on a full team comp, highest level play, you're going to have the crosses covered. You're going to be able to know where they are basically.
Yeah.
And there is certain maps where you don't even want to run a Talon because it's so easy to know where they're going, like High Castle.
Yep.
You only need one guy on bridge to tell you if they're going there. So you don't really like that map. There's no real point in having a Talon. There's a lot of maps that there's no real point in having him. There's a couple that he does excel in, but I think he's A.
Okay, would you agree with me that he'd be right now on our list? I feel like he'd still be top of A. He'd be above Lancer.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yep. I agree. I was thinking S minus for a while. I think I've just seen him get a lot of play recently.
Yeah, I have too.
And I think and to like really good success, particularly on defense. Like and obviously he has the DMR, but he also has the SMG. And I've actually seen the SMG play out where he's just waiting a lot. It's just very slow, very methodical, very like waiting on a flank, ready to push in, but like also like waiting on the flank because he can basically keep it solo because he's got the C4, which he can just hide.
Yep.
And then if someone pushes him, he blows it up. Like I've seen that play happen a couple of times on high level teams. So I think I was keeping him at S, but I think we'll need to see it play out more. I do think he's like top of A though.
Yes.
I do. I think top of A works perfectly for him.
I think if his guns were just a little bit better, and before the C4 nerf, he would definitely be an S-. But I think because C4s are a little harder to get to work, and his guns are kind of like the top of mid-tier weapons. They're solid, but they're not fantastic.
Yeah, not the best DMR, not the best SMB.
Right.
He's
very,
definitely not the worst either.
He's very balanced. He's very, very good where he's at. But yeah, and if we're talking about high levels of play with 4v4, yeah, I think he'd be top of A. So we all good on that one?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Top of A. There we go. Congratulations. A+ to Talon. All right. Trench and Vi. Trench, another easy one for me. Probably another easy one for Rucker. We'll see. Trophies are, in my opinion, a necessity on defense right now. I think if you don't have trophies on defense, I think hold on. I think they're almost as good on offense. I don't think they're as needed as on defense. I think you can get away with attacking without them. I don't think you can against good players. I think you'll get fried if you don't have them on defense because of those trophies and how much utility they can soak up. So that, plus he has the same DMR as Dahlia, which we just all talked about, is one of the best guns in the game. Definitely the best DMR in the game. All that combined, he is my second and last pick to go into S+.
Yeah, I agree. I would say S+. I mean, you're doing yourself a disservice if you're not playing him on offense and defense. And you said, the trophies are really good, but the barbed wire,
I forgot to mention that for sure.
Yes, too.
Yes.
Like you block off a whole lane, and if you place it these higher level teams will know how to do this. They'll place it in a position where, in order to go and like punch it or get rid of it, you need to like show your whole body, and then you down the lane, and they'll just kill you there.
Yep.
And then with the trophies too, and I think the reason why he is S+, I wouldn't have him here if it wasn't for Dahlia though.
Yep, the combination.
Yeah, that combo, like that's why you need to run it, because it makes her go to S+, and by making her go to S+, he's also at S+ because he was already really good, and then now giving her that combo too puts him there.
I would say Dahlia stays at S+ no matter what, but I think Trench, I think with Dahlia being in the game, Trench goes from S to S+. That's what I think. Or I said that backwards.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I said that backwards. I think no matter what, since you need Trench's trophies, Trench is S+, and then Dahlia would probably be S, but with the combination of Trench, sorry, I said that backwards. With the combination of Trench, she's S+ as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, you guys already know how I feel about it. I think
try it out, Shane. Try it out.
I think Dahlia Trench are the top S players, S tier players. I think they're characters. I just personally, I always think about seeing a Trench and seeing a Dahlia, and my guy Darth playing Phantom and being like, yo, Dahlia's on right. Can we get her down? He gets the pick on Dahlia. Dahlia's not getting any reses off. Dahlia's the first one down. We clear it with a Dima, and it's a wrap. And then all of a sudden, all those combinations you guys are talking about, I don't care about them anymore. Like, I don't care. Like, the combinations they're cool. They're great. They do make a great team. But if you add Phantom on the mix, the Phantom can carry those two. The Phantom can carry them. Like, that's what makes it hard for me to like be like, yeah, okay, like I get like Phantom being below them is really hard for me. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with Trench and Dahlia being up there. I also feel like Dahlia is ahead of Trench personally. I think Dahlia can pair up with a bunch of different people, and her res is absolutely incredible. I think she's the best support character, period. Mm-hmm. And I say that not in the game's classification. I mean that in any way. If you're trying to support your team, Dahlia is the best. I like Trench's like throw all of his stuff and whatever, but I mean,
I guess let me clear that up with Rucker then. Rucker, would you agree with me to put Trench for Dahlia, or would you agree that Trench or that Dahlia is better than Trench?
I think they're both equal.
Okay.
I think without the other one, they both drop.
Yeah. Okay.
Fair enough.
All right.
And to touch on the sniper's point, I still think that I would say Trench and Dahlia are the ones that carry the Phantom. If you don't have them, and you have and lanes are open, you're gonna get to the Phantom.
Mm-hmm. So I don't necessarily. I understand the idea around that, but if you didn't have a Trench and Dahlia, and then instead, let's say you had, I don't know, Ronan, Dima, and like Vi, which we didn't put Vi down yet. Like, I think the Phantom could still just body these fools. Like, but I
just
am
go to where she's not.
I mean, I know you're saying that, but I think that's too dependent on, like, if you say let just go to where she's not, that you're basically saying she owns an entire lane by herself. This one character owns an entire lane. Nobody else can do. You see a Trench, you're not like, oh, I'm gonna leave. You go, okay, there's a Trench. Now we have to try and outplay it. We have to try and figure it out.
Yeah.
Or Phantom, if your answer to Phantom is run away, I mean, that says something to me about the Phantom. But again, I'm okay. Like, I think my concern is that we're putting Trench and Dahlia up as Trench and Dahlia. Because if someone, like, for example, as a tier list, we're not saying who's the best duo. We're saying who are the best, like, rogues. And I think if you're saying that
S plus.
Yeah, but you can't really do that because these aren't solo rogues. Like, these abilities make these rogues, and that's like, you can't. That's you're trying to, like, make it like a solo rogue tier list. I'm making it 4v4. These are top level, like, Demolition. You're gonna have Trench and Dahlia. You're gonna have them. But if you're not playing them, if you're not playing Trench and Dahlia on offense, defense, in ranked or competitive highest level, and the other team is, like, you're doing yourself a huge disservice.
Yeah.
And I think that they are a lot more viable than having a Phantom.
Okay.
I think you could do Trench, Dahlia, Ronan,
I'm having
Vi,
fun, guys,
and chill.
This is fun.
But a Trench, Dahlia, Ronan, Phantom is just,
No. So let's take that same team comp you said, the one without the Phantom. But I think if you had another team that had that same team comp, remove, let's say, Ronan, and you add Phantom can carry that team further. Then personally, I think the Phantom can carry that team further. But either way, I think in some ways we're thinking the same way, because we're still saying both of us agree Trench Dahlia. I'm just putting Trench Dahlia at S, and I'm putting Phantom at S plus. That's the only difference, is that we're still saying Trench Dahlia are in the same, like, are always in the team comps. It's just that, like, I'm saying that Phantom's not always in the team comps because the skill that it takes to utilize Phantom and utilize her correctly, I don't think is as easily utilized, right? I think, like, for example, you were saying when you see the sniper, but I think if you're the sniper, when the sniper first sees you, with the best snipers, they will not miss the first time, and then they will reposition and you will not know where they are. Like, so for me, but I'm okay. I'm good. I'm cool with this.
I mean, with Dahlia's
here, Trench Dahlia, I'm cool with that.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, first person snipers, but it's third person. You can definitely see them.
Yeah.
No.
They're taking out like a sword thumb after watching the lane.
She can't hit her first shot because you'll just block off the lane she's on.
And I see what let's dig a little deeper. Because I see what you're saying, right? And you're saying, if she owns a whole lane, and I'm saying run away is the answer. And then if let's say they had a Vi instead over there instead of her, and then we don't run away, still, when we close the gap there, we're going to have a harder time facing that Vi when we close the gap versus the Phantom that's there.
If you close the gap.
We'll close it. We'll just go to the other lane.
Chain, simply, we're just saying you're wrong.
I see what you're saying, Chain. I'm just messing with you.
Okay. Vi. And this may look like the last pick, but we gotta still do Fixer at the end here. But Vi.
Yeah.
This is a tricky situation for me. So yes, I did make a tier list about a month ago. I did put her at I did have a C rank for the worst characters, and I added, I think, 2 ranks and put her in E as a bit, and because I really didn't like her and I thought she was only good in Strikeout. I think a lot of players, I'm not trying to excuse myself, but I think a lot of players weren't playing her correctly back when I made that list, and that's why it was so easy to run right over her. I never had trouble with her back then. Now, totally different story. Her poison is amazing for blocking off lanes. Yes, it doesn't do a crazy amount of damage, but it still takes away that health permanently. And it has a large radius, so it takes a while to run through sometimes, depending on how they place it. It's amazing for helping you get the plant down and keeping people away from it, or at least hearing when they're coming towards you, because it starts ticking. Her tear gas is great, especially to burn those trophies on the defense side if you play her on attack. And then I'm not gonna get too deep into it because Rucker mains her, and I would rather hear what he has to say. But I think this is easily a S tier pick.
Yeah, I would agree with S. There's no other rogue in the game that can have 6 utility to get rid of trophies.
Yeah.
No other rogue. Dolly has a close second with 5, but there's no other rogue that can get rid of trophies. She can get rid of 3 trophies by herself if they're maxed out. That's all at Trench trophies. Gone. And now she probably won't, right? Because you're gonna have people on your team comp, and you're gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna save my my Vi traps, and then we'll throw tear gas. Trench will throw his tear gas, get rid of the ADS. That way I can still use them to block off lanes. And yeah, she blocks off lanes, so you can get the plants down. And here's a situation where she's really good, right? You plant bomb. If you're sitting there defending the bomb, and it gets to, I believe, like where it's halfway through, and you have your ensign and 2 Vi traps left, you can ensign the bomb. That's going to take time down. They're not going to be able to defuse it. You can Vi trap it. They can't get on it. You throw your other Vi trap. Before that Vi trap's over, it's going to blow up. They can't defuse. Now they can still defuse it. Don't get scared of Vi traps, guys. If you see a Vi trap on a bomb and time's ticking, get on it. It's not going to kill you in time for you to get the defuse off. But she'll at least get the intel. Oh, they're on it. She'll see the ticks and be able to get the kill at that point. So she can basically like throw her stuff. Like if she's in a one-on-one, and she's got bomb down, there's 2 lanes she has to keep an eye on. She can throw her stuff on the bomb, not worry about that lane. She's going to get the ticks if they're coming that way, and just watch one lane. So she's really good in those, and she's really good for the team comps, like I said, getting rid of the trophies.
And how do you feel about the Nightshade after the buff?
Nightshade's incredible. After this buff, like hip firing wasn't good before this. Now hip firing's good, so she's getting a lot more kills. I'm getting a lot more kills with her. And she can cross map people because it is like an AR sub combo. And she still has really good close range as well with the gun. It's just really good overall.
Let me say this last thing. A really big example on proving why she is definitely S tier is Sean is top fragging about every game, and I'm just better than him. So the fact that he's using Vi, it just shows that you can be a top fragger even if you're not that great if you just play Vi. And I think that's awesome. Go ahead, Chain.
I like how he cuts it off. He's like, no, go ahead, Jane, please. Well, either way, we are talking about the top tier here. We are talking about like tournaments and such. Mm-hmm. I think Vi, I think she's S, but like, where do we put her?
I was thinking that too.
Under the sniper, I think.
Yep. Above Ronin, below Phantom.
Okay.
Yeah.
You cool with that?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm okay with that.
Awesome.
Just to put my like 2 cents out there, I think one of the reasons she's so good, and I actually think I have something to say at the end of this whole thing, which I think we'll all agree with. So, but I'll say it after we go through Fixer. Vi, I think the fact that she can do something similar to Trench 3 times anywhere on the map, as long as she's there, I think that's one of the reasons she's so strong. Trench goes, here's where I'm gonna put my barbed wire, and then the team goes, okay, put his barbed wire down. Where Vi, like if they're pushing in, if they push you back, if they push defense back, and let's say Vi's on defense, she can move up and keep putting out her barbed wire. Now it doesn't act the same way, but like she can consistently make the team slow down. And even on offense, again, throwables, the fact she has that many throwables, like Rucker said, is just it's nuts, man. It's nuts.
And it's really good when pushing a site and you know someone's hugging like a corner. You throw your Vi trap, they have to back up. So her Vi trap is great for grabbing map control. Yeah. And that's huge in a game where you got to plant bombs.
Yep. Agreed.
All right. Last up, I wish we had a little icon to drag, but last up is the Fixer. I should probably go first on this. I probably have the most play time on him. So I'll go ahead and sum up what I think and then you guys can decide if I'm right. I think I'll just get his rank. You know what? I'll build up to it. I think his sniper is amazing. I think after the nerf, even though you can't, I think it was a little oppressive how fast it could have shot before. So I'm totally fine with them slowing it down. It is a sniper after all. You shouldn't be able to just go bam bam with it, you know? The warrant, once again, in my opinion, is the best pistol in the game. And if let's actually compare him to Phantom. She may outdo him in the sniper, in the actual primary department, just because she can have so many more shots, and her damage is about exactly the same as his with the primaries. Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, exactly. So her primary, I can say, is better, but her secondary, I would say, is probably the worst pistol in the game.
It is
versus the warrant, which is total opposite in my opinion. She can throw her sparkly glitter bombs down, and I have done this so many times, guys. She will throw it down. I'll see right through it with Fixer's ability and take her out. A 1v1 between Fixer and Phantom, I feel like if both players are exactly the same skill level, Fixer will win that battle every single time. Unless, they're perfectly in sync and they both headshot each other. But I think Fixer is better than Phantom, which is why I am going to put him at the highest S tier above Phantom. Not S+, but S. And his perks are way better as well.
Okay.
Wait. Sorry, go ahead, Rucker. Go.
I was just going to jump in here and say I think I've had a little change of heart after seeing him be played the past week. Last podcast, I know I had him. Now, I said A or B, but this is before I knew there was an S+ thing. This before I knew that we were doing like an S+. So what I meant by A or B, I meant by C or A or S or A.
Okay.
In this scenario.
Sure.
Excuses.
But after seeing him be played, and with the current meta, I think he is S+, and I think he's at the top. And I think he's better than Phantom, and this is the only reason why I think he's better, because Phantom,
by S+,
you have
you mean
to get
S?
the headshot.
By S+, you mean like top of S?
Yeah, above trench.
Okay.
With Phantom, you have to get the headshot. With him, it's not as costing to not get a headshot, because you hit the body, you can shoot really fast right again and get the down. Mm-hmm. Phantom, with how long it is to shoot again, they can usually roll and get away if she doesn't get the headshot. So
Wait,
yeah.
So you're saying Fixer is the best character in the game? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, I was being conservative, guys. I agree. I was being conservative because I didn't want to be biased, but yes, he's amazing and he's the best in the game. Done. Go ahead, Shane.
If the smoke meta changes, I think he goes down.
Man, I should have said what I really felt, because deep inside, I want to say it's the best in the game, but I thought I was being biased. But now hearing from Sean, who has barely really touched him, that makes me feel more confident in me thinking that. So okay, good. I was bringing him down the S just to be a good guy. But okay, if you're gonna agree with me, Rucker, then yes, thank you. Also, do you remember when you told me he was A?
He's got a DMR. So if you're playing on maps that are that tend to be smaller, and
I play DMR.
You're not as confident in your sniping ability, he still has a DMR in his back pocket that can allow those average players to still play very, very well as him. But at top level, you're using a sniper, double click in the body. You don't have to go for the head. You don't have to even waste your time going for the head.
Mm. Yeah, I play DMR a ton on Icarus. That's the only map that I really do it on. On every other map, I play the 50 cal on both sides. I was going to say one more thing. Do you remember our last episode when I said he was S and you said he was A? Do you remember that, Rucker? I don't know if you remember.
I do remember that. But don't get everybody confused. That last one, I didn't know we had an S+. So when he says I was saying A, I was really saying S.
No, but back then
I thought you said B. Didn't you say B tier?
I said
B or A. You did, Jane. You did.
I said A or B. Yes.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
In this scenario, I meant S or A.
S or A. Okay. Yeah.
Because I didn't know we were doing an S+. I thought we were just doing S.
That is fair.
And you guys were saying that, and he was only out for a couple of days. I kind of wanted to wait and to watch a little more. I didn't want to jump on something.
I get it. You're a little slower to understanding the characters. I get it.
You're right. Yeah.
I did say Vi was the worst in the game, so we all make our mistakes.
I think personally that I agree with Rucker, and I think that he's definitely S plus tier. Obviously, I have a very similar reasoning. I think that I think he's S plus tier. Above Trench and Dahlia, definitely, but the reasoning here is different. It's because I think Phantom would be right next to him, and I think that they're snipers, and I think again snipers they just dominate. I think it's weird. I think it's weird that we're not.
He contributes more to the team with the meta of smoke, and she doesn't really stop the smoke meta. And she's
you're saying because
she's
he's
selfish in a way where her abilities are only her abilities don't really help the team. Her gun helps the team, yes, but her abilities don't.
But he can't see the smoke. Definitely does help the team. It's a smoke. But I get it. But no, I get it. Grievous wounds helps.
That's her main thing, though. Everybody has a regular.
Hold on. Not everybody has a regular smoke. Not everybody has a regular smoke.
But these people at the top here.
That's fair. I don't think Phantom is as selfish as you're saying she is. I actually play Phantom as a support character. I don't play Phantom as a slayer because I'm not that good. But I play her as a support character. I body. I have tracker rounds. I hit grievous wounds. I throw smoke when I need to throw smoke. And my smoke works differently, so I can actually throw it on the enemy comparatively to throwing it like right ahead of the enemy so we can push up. I can throw it on them. I play it differently. But I think it's fair. I just when you say that tier, I keep saying tier because I keep thinking of the sniper rifle. But when you say that Fixer isn't selfish, I don't necessarily agree with that either. Like I think you say that he counters the smoke meta, but he doesn't help others carry the smoke meta. Like outside of call outs, he doesn't help people. He's the only one that can see through it. And I've watched Steve play, and he does play him 100% selfish. He goes ahead and throws up the thermals. He throws out his smokes, and he just goes around and tries to get his kills, which is how most
he's not selfish in the sense of like the smoke plant meta. If you don't have Fixer and you throw the smokes, nobody's going to be able to see anyways. When you throw smokes and you have Fixer, he's going to be able to see that. That's going to help the team.
That's fair.
He can call out.
That's fair.
That's where he's not selfish.
So I
see where you're saying where he.
And I make my call outs.
I'm only talking about. I'm only talking about the smoke meta as
that's
him
fair.
Not being selfish.
So let me be clear. I agree with you. I think that he's better than Phantom, but I don't think he's leagues above Phantom. That Phantom's
he's not though. He's
sure.
only 3.
Yeah.
Three people above.
I'm not.
Or 2 people.
I don't think any of us think he's leagues above Phantom.
No, but enough that she's not that they're not even in the same tier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to me, that's
she can't stop. Like she can't contribute much like to the team besides her shooting.
Okay, fine. All right, cool. I don't agree. I still don't really agree with that because I literally don't play like that. I don't play like that. I've seen when I see Phantom up. And when I see her on higher level teams, like I still think to me, if I was to have this exact same comp, right? Or this exact same tier list, the only difference would be that Phantom would be up at S tier with Fixer. It would be like Fixer, Phantom, and then I would have dropped Trench Dahlia to S, but they would be the first in S because I still think all 4 of them are incredible. I don't think that you need both Phantom and Fixer. I'm not saying that, but I also think I'm thinking of the tier list differently. You guys are thinking of like must picks and stuff, which I think S tier is like this is what you should be picking, and I think at the highest level, this is what you should be picking, unless you're doing something like picking a Lancer randomly or picking a Talon randomly because it might just be a good play for a particular strat you're trying. But I think personally, I think when we have like a real, mark my words, I think when we see the highest tier, when we have an esport version of this, which we will get, I feel very firmly that we will get it. And we're going to have people that are getting paid to play this game. When that happens, I think you're going to see people main Phantom and or Fixer because they're snipers. And I think
but we're not saying that they're not going to be doing that. I mean, she's top 4. Like we're already saying she's in the main stack.
I would just change the way it would go. That's all. I would just
real quick. I will say, guys,
I'm not saying that they're not going to be using her every game.
I know.
Hey, the looks of this, they will be.
Hey, so we do have 3 people in S plus. So I'm wondering, is there anyone, Fixer, Trench, Dahlia, that you guys think should instead be top of S? Do you think no? You guys are all
you're obviously asking the wrong person if you're asking me, because I don't think Dahlia Trench should be an S+.
That's why. No. I just said, should we take anyone down from S+?
Well, yes, I think both of them should not be S+. I think they should be top of S.
I don't think both. I think Dahlia could possibly go top of S because you could still play a really good match with that. Don't get me wrong. I still think she's. I want her every round on every map on either side. But I think if I had to choose between Trench or Dahlia, I think I'd rather have Trench if I had to choose. So I could bring Dahlia down to right above Phantom, or just leave her on S+.
Both.
Okay. I didn't know. I didn't know if I didn't feel good about having 3 people in S+ because it's such a special tier. But I mean, with how the meta is right now, it's kind of how it
I think if you got rid of S+ tier, then I think we would have we'd have
6 in S.
Yeah. Does that feel right to you guys?
Oh yeah, if there's no S+ tier, yeah, I would say that.
Yeah, they would all be S. All those ones, all S+ and S would all be S.
I think S tier is just triggering Chain.
What'd you say?
I said I think S+ is just triggering Chain.
I think it is. Yeah. I think it's triggering me too. I think it's triggered. I think Rucker made a good point. I think he was like, oh, like first person, yeah, but third person's a little bit different. And I come from like Destiny, and like Destiny, the meta has always been and will be snipers because they're just you can kill at any range. Shotguns are not in the meta at the highest tier because you will shotgun them with a sniper. They don't need to use a shotgun. So for me, I think that I'm thinking a lot about that, and I still think at the paid level, at some point you're going to see either a Phantom or a Fixer, and I think you'll see at some point one of them carry a team to victory. That's because I remember when I used to watch Overwatch, same thing would happen. All of a sudden, you would get this crazy triple kills, triple down, with the one sniper because they were just that good. It was a must pick to have a sniper on your team. And so S+ is frustrating me, I think. But either way, I have a wrench I wanted to throw in really quickly. We've got our tier list here.
Yep.
And something, and I think I can agree with it. I think if someone sees this tier list, they're gonna get we'll get across the same thing. I think I'm cool with it. But what I recognize here is that if they buffed EMPs and glitch, this would just be this meta would be shifted so unbelievably hard.
It would disrupt the tier list that we just made.
Yep.
Yeah, and I want it. I truly like an EMP. If I remember correctly, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Gets eaten by an APS, right?
Yes.
Imagine
you have to throw it at the wall below it, and it'll get it. It'll take care of the ADS if it's like at a wall next to it, but you can't just throw it over where it's actually at. It'll eat it.
Imagine if it didn't. Imagine if it's disrupted the APS. Imagine if there were 2 APSs in a similar location. You're getting rid of the APSs comparatively to it being eaten, which I do think is different. If there's a trench camping by an APS, both of them get stopped. It makes a difference, right? So I think if we can see a buff, and I want that personally. I want to see the meta shift up. I want to see glitch be used ever. I want to see EMPs be used for more than just fodder, which is what everybody's using them for. I would love to see that. I think Trench drops pretty quickly because that EMP, which I still think the EMP does get rid of barbed wire. Grenades get rid of barbed wire. So I think EMPs get rid of barbed wire. But I think I do think one of the things I was thinking about, and I don't think we ever got to actually, is I've seen some pre-alpha sketches, artwork of different gadgets that were supposed to be in Rogue Company. And I think those gadgets are what were supposed to make glitch so good. But we don't have gadgets that are like super gadgety in Rogue Company. So for example, they had an RC car, like classic, like Rainbow Six. They had an RC car that would drive around and you could like see things. They don't have that anymore. They had what are those called? Like a zip line that you could plant. They don't have that anymore. I think if Glitch could swap things in the description of his hack, it says that it like infiltrates the enemy's gadgets. We don't have gadgets that you can infiltrate, but imagine if you could like infiltrate or hack barbed wire, and now barbed wire is swapped and the barbed wire is yours. Yeah. Imagine some of this stuff, the APS has become yours all of a sudden, right? Like that, like you throw a nade and it captures in your own APS. Like some of that stuff could really be interesting. I could see Glitch, and I think Glitch was supposed to be a big deal. I don't know if you remember the marketing in the beginning of this game coming out. A ton of Glitch. Glitch was everywhere because Glitch was like the new character that you could unlock, that you had to unlock, right? But he didn't come up on the scene as we thought he would, and EMPs aren't used like we thought they would. I would love to see a buff. Huh?
You want to know something?
Yeah.
I still haven't bought them.
Wait,
yeah,
what?
bought Glitch.
I haven't wasted money on Glitch.
Oh, you haven't bought Glitch. Oh, wow. So I bought the Ultimate Edition or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Because I wanted to save my whatever reputation. Yeah, rep for buying the new characters that come out.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, I think, I don't know. I would love to see a huge buff to him, and I think this whole meta would be shooken up. I don't even think you would see Glitch at a really high level. Like, I don't think you would see him like high S tier. I just think he would just all of a sudden break things down more, and then also Dima would see some more play because he also has EMPs, but EMPs are just not in the meta. So anyway, I just wanted to put that out there.
I've said it before, and I'll say it one more time. I think Glitch, if he doesn't get a buff directly from the developers, he's gonna get a buff from the future rogues to come. I think as they add more and more rogues, there are gonna be some powerful rogues in the future that his ability may be what's needed to for whatever new rogues come out to take over. Now, granted, if they never do the idea that we had where he shuts it down after it's activated, maybe not. But I think at least with the EMPs that he has, he could get more play and at least be around the A tier, or sorry, not the A tier, more around the B tier if there's more rogues that he's a really good counter for. But right now, he's just not really a good counter for much of anyone.
Yeah,
he's just kind of annoying.
Yeah.
All right, Steve, you can go over our tier list one more time for all listeners so they.
Yeah, real quickly, and then we'll wrap this up. We made a nice, pretty pyramid, I see. But yes, so we'll start from the bottom and up. So for C tier, we got Scorch and Glitch. And then for B tier, we got Saint at a B+, Dallas at a B, and Anvil at a B as well. And then for A tier, we got Talon at a A+, Lancer at a A, Dima at an A, and Chalk at an A-. And then as for our S tier, we have Phantom at an S+, Vi at an S, and Ronin at an S. And then as for the S+ tier, we have Fixer at an S+++++++, and then Trench at an S+, and Dahlia at an S+. And that's our RoCo Radio tier list as of November 13th, 2020. And I am very excited to see how much this tier list changes over the next few months of the game. Because I'm sure, just like most games that are that have characters like this, things are going to get shaken up. They're going to make changes. They're going to add new rogues, and there's going to be new metas. And this is only the beginning. I mean, right now it's the smoke meta, and Fixer's a huge counter to it. And Siege, Rainbow Six Siege, a game I used to play, it had a smoke meta in the very beginning, and now it's not used at all. It's a utility meta. I do worry. I don't want it to become a utility meta in this game and just be all about the gadgets. I really like the gunplay, and I would rather them not swamp us with too many weird and wacky gadgets. But as of right now, I think the game's in a really good place. I'm having a blast still. I'm having more fun than I was when I started, and I was already having a blast when I first started this game. And I honestly think the game, as of right now today, is very balanced, and the rogues are all. There's no rogue that I just can't handle at the moment. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like the game's in a really good state, and I hope it stays that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than all the
ranked.
bugs we got.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I agree. Having fun with ranked. Ready to get into it.
I want the
we're
battle
gonna head
pass.
there now, guys. By the way,
Yes.
If you're listening,
We want the battle
we're gonna
pass.
jump on and play.
I want
Oh
the
yeah,
battle
battle
pass.
pass. That'll be exciting. Yeah.
That's like what I want. I honestly think that'll bring some.
I want CTF, man. After they already said it, I will become a CTF main. Like that'll be the only thing that I'll play if it comes.
God.
But I don't want it to be an LTM. I want it to be.
I'll be right there with you. Don't worry.
All right,
Let's
see you
go.
later, guys. Okay, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of RoCo Radio. I hope you all enjoyed. If you don't know, you can see us on YouTube or listen to us on Spotify, Apple Music, and many other podcast platforms. You could also watch us live on Twitch, now on Fridays at 8 p.m. EST. And I think that's going to wrap it up for this episode. We might even break this up into 2 episodes, honestly, with how long we went. We could break it up into a tier list episode and the patch episode. So, all right. You guys have any last words?
No, it's good.
Now, find
Good,
us
I
on
liked it.
Twitter,
Yep.
RoCo, at
Yes,
RoCo
sir.
Radio.
Yes, sir.
Find us on Instagram. Find us on Facebook. Wherever you guys are doing whatever you're doing, you can find us there. Of course, you can always go to the RoCo Radio website, rocoradio.com, and you'll find everything there too. But we're pretty much everywhere, guys. So, yeah, that's it.
Awesome. All right. We'll catch you in the next one, Rogues. Later.
Peace.
Bye-bye.